Hey everyone, welcome to episode 9 of the World of Wyldrvir podcast. Last week we came back from our hiatus, or last time we played, not really last week. And we had Ori, Ren, and Scales do some flight lessons. Plaque gained a duck. Plaque, what's the name of said duck?
The duck is named Ninny after their little sister.
Good.
Soft. Rhodes, you had a encounter with the cameras in the spotlight as Miss Cassandra Crane pulled you in and asked you interview questions about George the Sea Streamer Esquire III.
Yes. That did happen.
OJ is excited for boat painting.
Art.
Asher pulled a boat. Asher hauled a boat. He is strong, bappy.
His baby Himbo.
Is it alright if I give Asher an attribute titled Baby Himbo?
Yes.
absolutely.
I feel like that's valid.
Where I
That's
can-
100% necessary.
Is this technically our level up with just everyone gaining new attributes?
I kind of wanted to give you guys new things post hiatus, yeah.
Fun.
Yay.
I'm trying to think of what they would be, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is kind of your level up because we played through 2020. As we begin 2021, I want to give you guys something nice.
Aw.
I will say, what is overly prepared D12? I for detail D10 book. Yeah, I would say that Asher's everything else is pretty much in place. Baby Himbo is just now on his character sheet at D4.
Good. He is Himby. As Fox
Himby.
says in chat, Himby.
Yes.
I'll think for Rhodes and Plaque as this progresses.
Already has one.
Oh, you're right. I think it's just Rhodes who needs
Yeah.
one. Oh, and OJ. OJ needs one. I need to think through Rhodes and OJ.
I exist.
For some reason, I thought I'd given you one already. Anyway, we cut back to the contest in progress, and we will cut in with Miss Crane giving a talk to the camera, and you are all kind of standing by George. The contest has given you paints. They've given you different cloth materials and just all assorted crafts. There's also a crafting table if you would like to grab for extra stuff. You may not know what you'll get though. And you are explaining the rules as Cassandra talks to the cameras, and she explains that the groups have an hour to prepare, and then an hour to carry out their preparations. At the end of the 2 hours, the boats will be decorated and set out to sea, and the boat that is the right mix of seaworthy and fabulous shall win the prize. And she is being very tight-lipped about what the prize is. It is here that we are introduced to our other groups. There are the surfer Himbo and his sister that you met before, Rhodes, when we first showed up in Port Prisma.
Yeah.
There are a group of shifters who have a boat that is all silver and kind of has a wolf aesthetic going. And when
Cool.
the camera pans to them, all 5 of them howl in unison.
Good.
And they're all just they're basically 5 wolf man himbos who are just kind of cheering each other up, just get hype, get hype, get hype.
Is this the Himbo episode?
I think this is the Himbo episode.
You're at the beach. What other?
I mean, fair.
Okay, but
Incredible.
if we title our episodes, this episode should be titled Ducks and Himbos.
Ducks and
Yeah. Yes.
The last group is some sky elves, just assorted, but their leader is actually everyone, if you know, assorted knowledge checks, things about book smart,
knowledge.
knowing things. You all can roll
I
that.
have an attribute for it.
Yeah, because it's
I have
highly
one for
unlikely.
investigation. Excuse me. Wow.
Does Relentless Discovery count?
Yes, it does, because this is a place not found on the mainland. Shifters are also not found on the mainland, but the town of Lamplight has merged well enough that Oakley is kind of, you know, like
Yeah.
a little more common.
So that's a grand total of 8.
That's
You
a
got an
21.
11?
I got a nat 20 and then a 1.
Nice.
I got a 16.
Okay, I think
I have to roll. Hold on. What attributes can apply to this again? I'm sorry.
just
Book
anything
smarts.
knowledge-wise, yeah. Knowing
Say that-
things,
Say that again?
basically.
I'm sorry. I cannot hear. Let me turn up the volume. Maybe that'll help.
Anything knowledge.
I don't have
Anything
that.
knowledge-wise, knowing things.
You could just roll a d20 and see.
Yeah, 16.
Quick question. Is OJ a
Okay.
himbo as well?
That's debate. That's debate.
Because
OJ the Herbo.
because the herbo. Because OJ
That's a
did
debate. I don't
throw
know.
a boat up a waterfall.
Oh, good. I mean, you have a good. That is a defining favor of OJ.
The 3 rules to being a himbo is you must be strong,
So the woman
you must be kind, and you must be stupid.
Yeah.
So by that logic, OJ fits the bill.
But does OJ respect women?
Of course.
Yes. All right, we're good.
Then absolutely.
We got 2 himbos. Sorry, go ahead. Steve.
No, you're good. I love this revelation. The image on the far left, this is a girl, so their silver hair is a bit longer, kind of in a bun. The same white, furry skin, kind of cutting blue eyes, a bit softer features, but the jagged edges of the side of the face and pointed ears are the same. And she has she's wearing like a very expensive looking swimsuit. And even though she has like fur all over her, she looks very athletic, you know? This is a built young gal. You know that girl in middle school whose family is clearly the sports family and she looks like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is the exact energy coming off of this girl. And everyone rolled pretty good, so I'll tell you, you have heard of this race. They are called the Yeti. They come from the Arctic regions that are far and away from the mainland. So to find one here in Oa is a bit strange. But she seems to be well and truly in charge, pointing in the directions to these sky elves, and she's just like, if you want to be on a crew with Bunny, you better put in your legwork. And they're all just kind of like, okay, man, you know. This woman seems to have an empire. She's living, she's thriving. And finally,
Black
Miss
wants to
Crane.
pat the fur.
And finally, Miss Crane says, and in a surprise twist, a celebrity endorsement of our little games, we have coming to you from the Innovin Studios for the Draco Rangers, and the people cheer, and there are people who are getting real excited, and Ori, you're kind of like...
Wait. Did she just say the Draco Rangers?
And
The what?
in walks a group of people from Innovin. It's just some humans, but leading their charge is a sand coat colored, very that tan sand color, and it strikes you all instantly that they look a lot like Scales. Like a lot like Scales.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Hey,
Like you.
And
who is he? Who is that guy?
the only difference is, unlike Scales, who has very human optics, very eye shaped, they kind of have more of the visor thing going on, with lights on the visor, and where one arm would be, it's kind of the Mega Man blaster, you know. except it seems to only spray colored sand. Or Ren, Ori, this is a person you know very well.
Yeah, Ori is just kind of standing there, like, there are literal sparkles coming off of her, and she's having, like, a fangirl moment. She can't say anything, she's just standing going, oh!
And Asher is joining you because, as Cassandra would go on to explain, this very famous kids show, this kids action show, is about these multicolored dragon and or easily mistaken to be dinosaurs that act created who rescue people from natural disasters. You may remember Asher had a comic book of this in the backpack.
Oh.
But now that you're
Foreshadowing.
but this specific one, Asheron, or you know, is named Sandblast, and they are the youngest member of the Draco Rangers. They, on the show at least, are kind of portrayed as like the young fish out of water protagonist of the crew. They're the Deku on the TV show, if that is a cultural.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I think that fixed that. I think that settled that one. But yes, Scales, you are struck with a feeling of familiarity as you look this created up and down. You are realizing, with some obvious changes and exceptions, that's your model. Like,
What the?
they look. It's the looks like the fact they look like you is not coincidence. They are built off of the same blueprints. To a created, that is as close to kith and kin as it comes.
Scales is just like standing behind all of you, just like, what?
Rhodes just
What?
like puts like a hand on Scale's shoulder, like, you good? You okay?
Wait, Scales, I had no idea that you were part of the Draco Rangers. Oh my god, I knew you looked familiar for some reason, but like, oh my god!
No, wait, what? Ori, what are the Draco Rangers? Please!
The Draco Rangers! They're only like the coolest show ever. They're like, I can't believe I didn't see the similarities before. Wait, you're not part of the Draco Rangers?
I didn't know they existed! What? Why?
Asher kind of hands Scales the comic book, and Scales, you realize that all 5 of these candy-colored yellow, blue, purple, black, and red created, they're all your model. Slight changes and variations, of course, but like, it's like looking in a twisted mirror.
I have siblings.
Whoa.
You like to
I have
pet?
5 siblings I didn't know I had!
Would you like to pet Ninny? They are comforting. And and they hold out the duck.
Scales will pick up pat the duck. Just like staring up like, what? Why?
They won't let you take the duck, but they'll let you pat the duck. The duck is there, so you can't take their duck.
Scales pats the duck. It's just like absentmindedly, just like muttering under her breath, like, what? Okay, what? How did? When? How did? Why did no one ever tell me?
Celebrity.
Oh, what?
They called him a celebrity.
Okay, but what?
Scale, it's gonna be okay, okay? Like,
I feel Scales shorting out.
yeah.
I thought.
Like, do you want to go, like, say hi?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, if you didn't really know they existed, maybe they don't know that you exist.
But
Plaque is going to grab Scales' hand and lead them over, just without a word.
I'm gonna follow.
Or he's also
I'm
going
following
because
to make sure that Scales doesn't just immediately die.
or he's following because she wants to meet the fucking Power Rangers.
Yep. So, Ori, you kind of take point with Rhodes and Scales. Scales, I feel like your life is kind of flashing before your eyes right now.
Oh, there's two main thoughts flashing before her eyes. The first one is that, wait, I have 5 younger siblings that are all famous. What? Why did no one tell me? And 2, there is the insidious feeling, and she's too scared to ask it at this point, but like, was there a 6th Power Ranger that got dropped because they weren't good enough and got their mind wiped and got stuck in Innovate? Who knows?
Oh no. So with that lingering insidious concept starting to grow in your mind, you all get close. And I think that's all it. As you get close, the cameras start to stop rolling. Everything's kind of, clearing up. And that's when Rhodes, one day we're on camera, this created had a very, childish persona going, a very kid, wide-eyed, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, hopeful child kind of feeling to them. And the cameras fade, and you pick it up first because you know people. You're good with people. You instantly pick up on the strange sensation that they have dropped an act.
Actors.
And it's almost like you almost want to say something to Scales, and it's too late.
Yeah.
This figure sees you all coming, and the first words out of their mouth are, I should have known to bring the paparazzi protectors with me. Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I? Who are you?
And they hear your voice, and they're like I said, they have a visor. They don't have regular optics. They have a visor, and for a split second, their lights on their visor flash, just blink for a moment, and exclamation marks appear where the eyes would be, and
Good.
And it returns back to pixelated versions of eyes, and they squint, and they're just like, S00? Oh, sorry. What do they call you?
What?
They squint some more. The visor eyes
We
squint
call
more
them
and more.
Scales.
This is Scales.
Well, that'll do. What are you doing out of the lab, sis?
Out of the... What do you mean, out of the lab? I haven't been in the lab in years.
Well,
When were you all made? What? When were you made?
after you were proven a successful experiment.
I don't remember. I don't remember any plans. I just remember.
He kind of puts his hand out to stop you. Because they didn't have any at the time, but once they realized they struck gold with the design, they started with the oldest, made Scorch, did some fire rescue. Then the people over at home figured that they could strike it rich with a team, and then they made all the rest of us.
And none of you ever thought to tell me?
What purpose would you serve in active duty? You're a prototype. And they say this with the most blasé, casual tone.
Rhodes is standing behind Scales, staring daggers into this man.
And they just kind of go wasn't there a rainstorm last night? And they, question marks appear in their visor. And then wide eyes, and then squinting again, just go, Ooh, you must got some rust going somewhere. Trying to hide it, little sister.
Little? I.
You're the original. That's not true, and you're being kind of mean. And I don't like how mean you're being to my friend.
They like.
Can you please be a little bit nicer with your tone?
They look around for a minute and then just go, "Where did that come from?" And then
Down here up short.
they look down and then see them and they just go, "What are you wearing?"
Clothing?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. I've had enough of you. You're cool. What the fuck is this?
Before anyone can do anything, Plaque is going to go up, hold out Ninny the duck, and just say bite.
And they hold up their little sandblaster and just go, "Don't even try it, kid."
Hey, wait, this has gotten out of control. I get maybe not wanting to have me be on the show, but, you could have told me you guys existed. Where are the rest of you all?
The show? This was never about the show, as 00. You... how to put this delicately? I suppose. You are our precursor. The beginning of our ancestry. And as things develop, they improve. And as things improve, the old models become obsolete. Your contributions to our creator's wheelhouse are invaluable, I suppose. But in terms of actual traversing, well, you just weren't built for it. It's just not in your circuits. Nothing to be done. The lab was supposed to be where you remain. You had everything you needed there. But you chose to come outside, which is fine. What would you like to do sneakily? It's fine. You don't need to put it in the chat. You could tell me.
Okay.
You don't need to. That's
So,
fine.
behind, kind of hiding behind everybody, after her little outburst, Ori's going to, make a little orb of water, fill it up with sand, make it as tight as she can, and then try and slip it up, his gun. Their gun.
Okay.
Their gun arm.
Go for it. They're ranting, so it's going to be pretty easy.
And I think I have a perk that I can use for this, but let me check.
Go for it. Look for it. While you do skills, they just kind of finish by going, "I'm certain that's not what you wanted to hear this morning, but who am I to deny you the truth?" And then, kind of looking to the others, just go, "I take it you're all in the contest." Well,
We are.
their visor eyes squint a bit and just goes, "Well then, may the best Draco Ranger win."
Sure. I'm gonna take
Well-
Scales by the hand and walk away.
Okay.
May the best team win, OJ's gonna say.
He looks to the humans and just goes, "Sure."
So would my deception perk count for that, or would nah?
100%.
100%? Oh, fuck yeah.
Humans are wearing the show.
Mud.
By the way, it's worth mentioning that the show, that Sandblast, the humans that accompanied Sandblast are all wearing that same color on their shirts and everything, and you're realizing it's his pit crew. These are his, makeup, the, for the created, polishing and buffing would be their makeup and hair, you know?
So I rolled a 23 to clog his cannon.
You do so, and you may not look back to see what happens, and you notice as they finish talking to Scales, them kind of seem a little self-righteous as they walk back, and then hold up the cannon in the air and just kind of try to pop it out to be confetti to the humans who are watching him. And it just spurts out water and it gets all over the gun, and you watch them their exclamation marks appear again. Message, and the humans start coming in and start wiping down the gun.
Or is literally rolling on the ground, laughing and pointing at him. Ooh, big talk for a little small fry.
Water damage. 4
Black will drag
This is the
Ori
only one who
away,
gets water damage.
but give them a high five at the same time.
Oh no. That's hilarious though.
As you guys come back, Asher is like the one who stayed behind with George, and they're like looking through the stuff. And as you guys come back, he just goes, "So they got us a lot of colored paints. I'm thinking we could kind of go for like a multicolored masked thing, classic, but like on some modern deco."
Asher, we have news. Asher, we have very important
We are
news.
about to end this man's entire career.
What?
What?
You know the famous guy? He's
Yeah.
very mean, and he was mean to Scales. So now we need to beat him with boat decoration. We have to win.
I mean, he
I
had a
have-
point.
Lots of shiny things.
What do
You
you
are
mean?
built
Yes,
for great things, Scales.
He
Yeah,
did
Scales, whatever he said does not matter. You've never met this man in your life.
how would he know who you are?
Exactly.
He doesn't.
is literally based off of me. That's
Sure, he
That
might be
doesn't mean he
based
knows
off of
anything
you, but
about
that doesn't
you.
mean his opinions are worth your time.
And you're
People's
the original.
children don't know shit about their parents.
Black is gonna walk up next to Scales and put a hand on their arm like, "We are not defined by our predecessors, nor the ones who come after us. Do not let them define you."
You know, I was told I would have really bad luck because I'm a Koboloi, and Kobolois just seem to have natural bad luck, but I was super lucky to meet you guys. So, I think it doesn't matter what you were created or born to, you can define your own future. It's more where you go from where you start.
If it helps, I am also a prototype. My sister is the more advanced version.
I mean, that does help. Thank you, Black. That I've never. I was just kind of left in Innovin. I thought whoever made me was just like, oh, this one didn't work. It just left me in a lab in Innovin. I didn't know I had. I didn't. Why? He's right. I took water damage. I am 100% not.
You may have taken water damage, but we fixed it. Sandblast, that guy over there, he didn't have any friends to bring with him. He just had his pit crew. You have us. We cover for each other. I'm strong, but I may not be the brightest. But Rhodes is smart. And so when I mess up, Rhodes fixes it. Oh, when we couldn't make it up a mountain, OJ somehow magically fixed that.
Yay!
You don't have to be perfect by yourself. You don't need to be pristine. You just need
You
to
are
be part
imperfect. That makes you more alive.
of it. And that's why we're here.
Perfectly imperfect.
Ugh.
Besides, he puts on an act for TV that he isn't in real life. There's nothing lamer than that. And that's coming from me, the person who literally puts on other people's faces for a living.
It's at this moment that you also see Sandblast talking to that Yeti girl, and like just from the distance you see her like kick up her feet a bit and like point at him in a very accusatory manner, and you can hear from where you are like the sound of this created like eyes flicker again, and then this very mechanical like, ooh, big talk for a small fry, and then them get pelted by a magically appearing snowball.
So,
And
I just
chase back to their boat with this girl's magically appearing snowballs.
So I just had an idea.
Mhm.
I saw his pit crew pretty close up, didn't I?
Oh yeah,
I could totally transform into one of them, couldn't I?
you can.
Sabotage, yes.
I'm gonna do that.
So we'll say,
I-
just so you know, at this point the contest has started. We'll just say the starting gun has been fired.
Okay. Do you remember those earlier sessions when, like, it's like way back when OJ tried to make an origami pirate hat and got a
Yes.
nat 20?
Yes.
I would like to start it off by putting that on top of George.
Yes, excellent.
Good first edition.
Good
Okay,
first
Yeah.
so-
edition.
You can see Rose has gotten, like, Rose was not disinterested before, but just like, this is a thing that we do, it's fun. He is dead serious on winning this now. We are going to grind this man into the dust.
With our-
Or he's gonna say, "Okay, I'll be right back, guys." And I rolled an unnatural 20, 14 plus 6,
Nice.
and I'm gonna like walk a little ways away and like duck behind a ridge and then come out the other side of the ridge as one of his pit crew.
Mhm.
And then just kind of like walk up to the boat and be like, "All right, what do you need?"
They just kind of like eye you and just go, "You're late," and the squinty eyes appear on the visor again. And just goes,
I'm sorry, I got lost.
"It's fine. No one really knows how to get around this sand heap anyway." Then just kind of like you see them get into like a thoughtful position and then just go, "You could be in charge of the mast. Make sure that it has some sort of deco of the logo of the show on it or something. I guess we're supposed to be here as representatives of the greater show and not just me."
So, or he's gonna be like, "Okay," and then like look around for like the logo of the show because I have no idea what it is, and neither does Ori.
It's whatever.
And
I'm just whatever the usual Power Rangers like the logo would look like. I don't know.
And so Ori's gonna like walk over to the table with paints on it, pick out the ugliest like poop green color she can find,
Good.
and she's gonna come marching right back, and she's gonna climb up the mast, and she's going to flip and drop the bucket of paint. Oh no! Whoops! All over the boat.
The boat has gone from like a silver grayed out sheen to this poop green. How bad of a oopsie are we talking?
Oh, it was, if somebody was looking at her, it was obvious that it wasn't an oopsie. She just kind of like climbed up, looked around, and then just tipped the bucket and like swirled it around.
Okay, so you're not faking falling or anything, are you?
Well, I'll drop it like after.
Okay.
Like swirl it around and let it fall. I'll roll a deception check for that because I've got pretty good deception.
I
I
was
think.
wondering how you're going because kind of part of me was like, you could like trip into the mast and rip it.
Well, she already climbed the mast. She's going for the long game here. Yes, that is the color.
Oh,
Yes.
So I'm rolling a deception check to accidentally drop the bucket, and one of my dice ran away from me. But that is a 12 plus 8.
Another
That's
non-natural
a
20.
not natural 20. And she's gonna slide down the mast, step in the paint, go, oh no, I'm so sorry, touch the paint with her hands. Like, touch her hands together, she's smearing it everywhere. She's like, oh no, God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, and she's just gonna like put handprints and footprints all over the boat, like climb over the side, like try to like touch it, trying to wipe it off and make it better, but she just makes it worse. And she's like, I'm so sorry, oh my God, and she's going to touch him. Touch to create it and like put 2 green handprints on him and then immediately take her hands away and go, oh no, oh I am so sorry, oh God, and then she's gonna run away.
what's your deception skill?
Mm-hmm.
What dice is your deception skill?
It is a D12, and I rolled a 12 on it.
There's no way on earth I can make that better. Just applause. Oh my God.
That felt really good.
That was
Oh my
wonderful.
I hope you know I rolled a single d20 to see how onto you he was.
Uh-huh.
It was a 13 compared to 20. So this creator watches as you just wreck his boat, tear his mat, leave footprints all over, run into the beach, and probably as soon as you get far enough away, switch back to a new form. You know what? I'll give you this little thing as a reward, because that was amazing and worth a reward. You run past that Yeti girl who like sees you and like puts her fist to her chest and points it at you, just like, I get you.
I'm gonna give her 2 thumbs up as I run by.
And that glance and that moment of solidarity is enough, Ori, that should you ever want, Yeti can now be on your changeling feet.
Nice.
I have to give you something for that. I have to give you something.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna start like making a list of all those things I can transform into.
Yeah. I'll send you the ones I know you can do. But anyway, fucking that was awesome.
That was amazing.
Yeah, Plaque like shifts the duck in their arms and starts clapping.
Yes. I imagine
Ori's
this
gonna
all goes down.
Ori's trying to be like very stealthy, like when she gets back to the boat, like not obvious that it was her, like she's washed the green paint off like in the ocean or something, or with her water magic, and she's just looking really smug.
OJ is sitting there. She hasn't noticed yet. She is poring over her sketchbook with an intensity that cannot be matched.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, it's just like watching the chaos ensue on the other boat, and then just turns around to the group and is like, we have to win this.
We have to win this!
I have ideas. Okay, so I was super inspired by all the painted sands, and I feel like everyone would really like if we do something really cool like that. So what if we did the mask like super multicolored and
Rainbows,
spiral-
I like it.
Rainbow boat.
and
Rainbow boat.
Rainbow.
Guys, check this out. She's gonna dip her finger into blue paint, and then she's gonna flip to a fresh page of her sketchbook, and then put it down. And you see it's a little circle because her fingers are circles.
Aww.
And then she's going to take her pinky, dip into like a lighter blue, and then poke it. Bubbles.
Bubbles, yes.
Oh my goodness.
And
Right.
she's going to
Are
take
you
her,
saying you should
her
make
other
rainbow
hand.
bubbles?
Yes, a rainbow.
And then
Rainbow.
and then
I-
it's at this moment that Asher goes, can I make a tiny suggestion?
Oh yes.
I love what you're doing. I love what you're going with. I'm digging it. What if the back of the boat is like a silver? Because, like, light is reflected through a prism, and we're in Port Prisma, so the idea is that the back of the boat is the prism, and the front of it is like the light reflecting off of it.
Yes.
And we do like a kind of like a silvery back, and it just kind of leads into that.
She's
Yes.
going to
Can-
like forget she's got paint on your hands. She's on her hands. She's going to like grab your shoulders with both hands and go, "You are a genius."
and
And then
then
let go. And then she's going to, I can also make flowers. And she's going to take her finger, dip it in the paint. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, and a little
scales.
circle in a
Scales?
line.
I want to pull the scales for a moment. You saw what Ori did, you know, very clearly. And you kind of have this moment of seeing Ori come back smug, and your friends like all kind of huddled up, planning your victory. And I don't know how you feel, and I'll tell you how you feel. But that is just something that you definitely are seeing, you know.
Oh, Scales is like there was the part where like Ori was kind of muted horror, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? But Ori has successfully gotten revenge, and everyone's planning, and everyone's like, yes, we all, and they said all such nice things, and you just like hear like a couple like little sniffles.
Aw, baby.
We will die for you, Scales. Know
We
this.
will die for you.
We will die for you.
Very true.
By the way, Plaque will go up to OJ like, can Ninny walk on the boat with paint on their feet to make little duck path?
Yes. And then
If we're going with the rainbow prism theme,
Mhm.
I'm gonna like head towards like the back of the boat where we're gonna like paint it all silvery and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna use Harness the Stone to summon a bunch of actual prism crystals to make actual rainbows.
Oh.
Can I say something very clever here?
Yes.
You are on a beach. You are loaded with sand. And what are and I mean, come on, you know?
True. Yeah, I could just make the sand into like glass, which I guess is more
Well,
prismy than.
Well, like you could make those crystals with your magic, but also the remnant of it would probably also make some glass that you could use to reflect the light. Is what I'm
Wait, no,
getting
they
at.
could just straight up make a prism. They can just straight up.
Yeah, I can just straight up make crystals.
No, that's what I'm saying. But then, like the glass from the sand. Actually, that'd be more Asher and Ori working together to get that glass from the sand. So what if?
But if we like put the
Maybe
prism there to make there, and then glue the glassy sand over the rest of the boat.
Yes, and we could bounce it all off, and it'll. Yes, and
Yes.
then Asher kind of looks to Scales and goes, "You can fly, right, Scales?
Yeah.
Why don't you get a base coat going? We could add all the decorations to the top of it, and then we'll work together and we'll get it done." And as he says, "We'll get it done," you hear Miss Crane just go, "And that is the hour of planning. It is time to the execution, folks." And there are cheers, and Asher goes, "We got an hour. Let's make it happen, people."
Yeah.
Plaque sits like helps how they can, but mostly waits for the part with the duck. That is their main contribution to this plan.
Here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna have everyone roll d20s with advantage because the actual planning was really good, and I want to reward that. So everyone roll with advantage for this. But here's how this is gonna go. Rhodes, roll for your crystal make. OJ, roll for your decor plans. Ori, roll d20 to make those glass sands. Scales, roll to get that base coat going. And then Plaque, roll for trait. Roll animal handling for Ninny. Roll duck.
Am I rolling with my
I rolled.
budding artist, or am I rolling with my wind magic?
This is the art part you're rolling for. Flying, I'm kind of hating. So budding artist is probably the best plan.
I don't have any like art traits, but would I be using my water magic for this?
It would be. Thatcher's backing you up with fire. It's fire going to stand up.
Okay.
You know?
So that would be
Okay, should we post in chat what we all got?
Yes. And then I will tell you narratively what they all mean. Oh, yeah.
We got a
Got a
nat
nat 20.
I got a nat 19,
God.
Oh my god!
and then I rolled a 7 on my d8.
I got the worst
Look
one
out.
just because Ninny is feeling a little grumpy today. It's okay.
Oh,
It's fine. Okay, and hold on, let me roll with that fire module,
For a
which is...
finishing touch, can I run out to like the woods and then sprout a big flower? Just because it's
Yes.
cute. Yay!
Yes, you
I'm going to
absolutely-
roll for that as well.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so 19 and 7, that's Asher's fire magic. Okay, when OJ puts the roll for the boat, for the flower, then we will...
18.
What did you get? 18, okay. So here's how this goes. Scales, you lay down a very nice, like, kind of white base, like a primer, you know? Very spotless design. Only takes one coat, you nail it. And there's probably a paint roller you can use in the supplies they handed you. So you're kind of like, as you're flying, rolling back and forth, you know?
Yeah.
And you probably start like dipping the paint roller into other multicolors and making little designs and such. Maybe actually drawing little rainbows, you know? What else? So that was a base coat. Nat 20. Rhodes, you make 2 very sizable, very reflective prisms.
Yes.
And you put them probably at like the 2 back ends of the boat, and you can like use your magic in your hands to like maneuver them in just the right way. Whereas Ori and Asher's high rolls make that kind of glassy, reflective dust they wanted. And I imagine Asher kind of like scoops it all up in a bucket, kind of dumps some of it onto the floor of George, where you would stand in, to get the reflection going off the base, but also like coats the top.
Just glitter. It's basically just glitter.
It's
reflective glitter.
Yep.
Wait a
18.
minute. I had an idea.
Okay.
I'm going to approach Rhodes. Okay, so I had an idea, but it requires storms.
Okay.
You can make like glass and crystals, right?
Yeah.
What if you were to contain the storm a little bit, and then we could have like the wind from the storm trapped in like this big sparkly thing, and the lightning will be all fancy and pretty. And I made multicolored lightning ones, and that could look really cool. And then like the wind would be like blowing on the mast, but it wouldn't be much because it's just this tiny storm in this little glass thing, and it could be like making it look extra majestic. What do you think?
Disco ball.
Especially
Disco ball.
disco.
Yes.
Rose,
Magic lightning disco ball.
Rose,
Yes.
how are
For-
you feeling?
For once, I will concede to the wild magic for the sake of creating this magical disco ball. Because that's amazing.
But you could do wild magic too if you want.
You see Plaque start slowly taking out their doctor kit just in case. That could be
Yeah.
a medical emergency.
OJ, with an 18, you do nail that artistic interpretations of those dots and everything. They're perfectly in line, they're perfectly square and center, and you're looking at it, and you look at OJ, you have never, correct me if I'm wrong, you've never really had too much success in art.
Never, no. She doesn't even have an attribute dice.
And you look out on the boat and you're realizing you're making some cool shit. Ori, you have successfully made those. You're glittering up the place. The colors are everywhere. The designs are on point. And then Asher realizes something in a panic and turns to the Scales and just goes, Scales, we're kind of swamped. Do you want to do something on the mast? The sail?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, the sail. What?
You're handed some multicolored markers, and the sail is your canvas. OJ, you see Scales fly up to do the mast right as you finish your job.
Also, I had another cute idea that she just sticks her tail into a bucket of paint and then runs around the boat, dragging her tail.
Oh,
Good. She does that with the duck. The duck and OJ just run around the boat.
Yes.
OJ, are you gonna help Scales with the sail?
I would love to help Scales.
Okay, you climb up the mast, and Scales, you see OJ clinging to the mast and kind of looking at you. OJ, what do you say to Scales?
I'll hold it still so you can get the perfect design.
I had an idea, maybe, because they're the sails, right? So, like, wind designs, like big fluffy clouds
That'd be really cute.
reflecting off all the colors. I think, because you can reflect the colors kind of in the cloud, like the little pinks and the reds and things.
Perfect for the rainbow idea.
Yes!
I love it. And she's going to... Can I use my sticky fingers attribute for this to hold it still so they can get...
Mm-hmm. I you could use Scales, like, as you paint, OJ uses her sticky fingers to climb on the sail, like, to be exactly where the weight is needed,
Yeah!
And just remember, Scales still has paint on their fingers. So, like, dotting and polka dotting this design are these just little multicolored circles.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Oh, cute. Like little, like, raindrops, kind of.
Yep.
It's
Because
blue
this
bubbles
thing
stuff.
there would be blues and such, so they kind of work as like raindrops on top of the cloud here. Scales
Okay.
roll d20 fingers like artist, and
Okay.
OJ sticky fingers.
Well, okay, that's a 9. It's a 5 and a 4.
Okay.
It's okay. I got a 17.
Question to you, OJ. Do you want to use that 17 to be perfect weight, or do you mind being a little imperfect on the weight but using your attribute to touch things up for Scales. That's 17.
Yes.
Okay. So Scales, your initial sketch doesn't go
Whatever
according
helps Scales the most. Whatever helps Scales
Yeah.
the most.
Okay. Your initial sketches don't go according to plan, and
Mhm.
God, it's not in line, and you're still going through with it, but God, it's not going to look great. But then you notice as OJ moves, they're using their tail as a hand to add little extra strokes with the markers and such, and she's actually touching up the mistakes.
Hey, you're pretty good at this.
How are you? Happy Blip.
Well, it's always good to learn new skills. The art's a new one, though. I just picked it up.
I've been doing art for a long time, but I don't think I've ever done anything this good. Mostly just, stick figures and family stick figures and flowers sometimes because of my fingers are good size for flowers.
I mean, yeah, everyone starts with stick figures, but I do more mountains and trees
Oh,
and stuff.
pretty.
Less clouds. Clouds are they're very fluffy, but they're very imprecise. They just do what they want.
My mom told me that nobody starts out good at art, so it takes a lot of practice. So if it's the first time you did clouds, I think you're doing a really good job.
Well, thank you.
Below
That's a
deck,
skill.
as you two talk below deck, Asher kind of walks up to Rhodes again, just kind of points up and just goes, "So, did you expect that one today?" As you see OJ and Scales laughing and having a nice conversation as they paint this actually very nice drawing together.
No, I really didn't, honestly. It's a welcome surprise.
Then he just kind of goes, when we want to, we can actually work pretty well together.
We can, when we have a common enemy to fight against. Then we can do anything, I guess.
Maybe something you should take with you next time, huh?
A common enemy.
Just takes that guy over.
We kidnap this man so that we can work together in the future.
Asher nudges your elbow and just goes, "I'm playing. You do a good job of keeping us in line."
Thank you.
And then-
I try. I have tried. At this point, y'all are just gonna do whatever, and there's nothing that I can really do to stop that. So might as well just let it happen. Organized chaos, I suppose.
Maybe lean into it a bit with us. It might be fun.
It has been fun so far. I'm very much enjoying all of the glitter. It's very fun.
Asher just kind of mentioned, by the way, just so you know, he hands him the field book and shows him that taking part or spectating in the contest results in one of the 4 badges needed for OA, and just kind of gives him a wink and closes the book and walks off.
Nice. We are doing something productive.
As you guys finish, the hour runs out. The flower is put at the very top. The design is stunning at the very end of it. And let me roll real quick for the others.
Should we roll for the
Should we roll? Yeah, should we roll for the storm thing? The storm orb?
Almost
Storm?
That sounds so cool.
So the surfer himbos have a very very basic blue tone with some streamers, You could tell that they weren't in it to win, they were in it to vibe as buddies. They weren't in this to win, they were in it for the badge, and they were in it because bros on a boat.
Bros on a boat, bros on a boat.
So they kind of spent 15 minutes working on it, and then sat on the boat and did
Had
the
a cold
child
one with the boys.
cool air. And as the timer runs out and Miss Crane calls time, you hear them just kind of go boys, boys, boys.
Before
I
that, were
love
we able to get a little storm orb up? Were we able to do that?
You're about to. This is the sailing
Okay.
part
Okay,
that
okay.
you have to do. The shifters, when their time comes and they're done, they've painted like a wolf face on the front of their boat, and they've got like a gray colored boat with like claw scratches on it in red. It's actually kind of like, and because it's not Sandblast, you can welcomely admit that it's kind of badass.
Yeah.
I want to call out and tell them they did a good job. Can I do that?
Sure. It's a little simple.
Good.
They all kind of wave back at you and just like,
Ori's
thanks.
also giving him like thumbs up again, like woo!
Give
They're
them
just
a
like,
thumbs
thanks,
up.
kid. You know, Sandblast boat. Okay,
How's it recovering?
let me roll specifically for them. I rolled a 4.
Do they get destroyed?
Ori's damage was quite severe. More so because they had to spend half of the prep time and all of the prep time left and half of the execution time to rebuff and reshine Sandblast himself because of those hand paints that you did. So instead of having to change color, well, they basically got through changing the color of the thing from that awful green to like Sandblast's yellow on the hull. And it looks like they probably like took the logo of the Draco Rangers and had like someone run to town and print it on the mast.
Oh, is it like a printer paper sheet?
No,
It's black,
you know how you
save
could
money
get
on
like canvas printed on? Like,
Okay.
they probably got someone in town to do that. So, like, they didn't paint it and it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that like cheating?
It,
Well, it's a boat decoration contest, not a boat art contest, so I guess
Yeah.
it's not cheating,
It's
but
not
it's kind of scummy.
it's not cheating, but it's not as snazzy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's legal. It's absolutely legal. And you could get away with it if other stuff was like your own thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that being their big deal is kind of a non-starter, you know?
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Like if that was like a small detail and everything else was spectacular, it would be glanced over. It would be glanced over and there'd be no big deal, you know? But that's kind of all they got, other than a sandy toned hull. It's very basic. And the time is called, and the camera like pans over all 4 of the boats.
What about Bunny's boat?
Oh right. God, this is when I have a debate with myself. I didn't do it before, but part of me really wants Bunny to have a Scottish accent for some fucking reason.
Alright.
Please.
Because I love this idea of this beefy, athletic, kick-ass Scottish Yeti.
You know what? I'm down.
And so she's like in her accent, like shouting cheers with her crew of sky elves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very snowy aesthetic boat. At least at first, the tip is very like icy looking, but the back has hot rod flames, and you could tell that Bunny really just demanded hot rod flames.
Yeah, valid.
It's a must.
It's a bit of a mess, but you.
It's a mess, but
But
bit
it's
of a clash of vibes, but it was well done.
It was a well done clash of vibes, and you could hear Bunny just being like, just yelling like, "Oi, we need more red for the hot rod flame!" Demanding more flames, more hot rod flames.
Good.
Wait, I just had an idea. Is it too late? It's really... Oh.
No, well, you could
One-
retroactively to say it.
Can we all sign it? I think that'd be really
Oh,
cute.
yeah, we can all
That's
sign
adorable.
I'm gonna see
That's
you,
cute.
I'm gonna see you all sign the sale before.
Yeah.
Probably not very big, just in like the marker, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But again,
OJ would insist everybody sign it because always sign your art. Be proud of what you do.
Bunny. It doesn't seem like Bunny was in this to win the art part.
They were probably in it to win the Zoom part.
Yes, you got her vibe instantly. And it's at this point that Cassandra explains the boating part, that you're just gonna have to make a straight line and a bit of a loop around this like buoy and make it back. It's a bit of a race, but also like you don't need to win the race. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Winning the race is bonus points, but it's not everything. You know?
They're winning the race.
I kind of forgot that there was a race involved in this, honestly.
I also forgot that there was a race.
It's
Guys.
fine. That's the quick part. Before everyone sets off, though, what's up?
I just
Yes.
realized Plaque's contribution.
What's that? Oh my god!
Plaque is the fastest rower in history.
Oh,
This is where Plaque comes in. Yes.
I'm
yes.
just waiting for his moment.
So here's the scene.
This is my
Like,
moment.
you know that song, the like dun 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 dun. It's so hard to explain, but it has like the hard beats, then like the higher notes, and then just goes for those big hits. It's real hard to explain without
Find the song
playing.
for us.
You can just send the song afterwards, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
then just
Rivalry song.
You know what? Because I don't know the name of that one, I'm just gonna say it's Wyldrvir and Chelsea Dagger fucking going on in the background because I figured that was gonna evoke a reaction from people. So why not? What was I saying? Right.
We're gonna look real pretty while we're racing with our little storm
Well-
orb, right, Roads?
Yeah.
High five.
High
So-
five.
Paint on your hands because it's
You
not
guys
washed
high
up.
five.
I'll wipe it off.
You guys,
when OJ's not
your
looking.
guys'
I'll-
boats are all lined up. Your guys' Oh man, my
Mhm.
pings. Okay, so as you guys like get your boats in order, you know, now's the time. As like they count down from 10, OJ, it's time.
It's time. Are you ready? The
It's
storm.
magic. It's orb time.
I am ready. Ready as I'll ever be.
All
I
right,
don't
let's
think
go.
this is a good idea.
I
Yes,
really
we're
hope we don't
probably
end
able-
up destroying our boat.
Can't forget to roll for bad luck. Lovely. That's a thing.
Okay.
Didn't leave roll.
I roll. What am I doing? Harnessing the stone, I guess, if I'm doing crystal-y stuff.
Okay.
Where's my
Well, I've
crystal?
rolled max on bad luck, but I've also rolled max on storm summoner, which is 8 instead of the 6, so that's nice. D20 time. Don't let me down, tiny D20. Don't let me down.
That was either a nat 1 or a nat 20. That was one extreme roll.
That was an uh-oh.
Oh, thank God, because I rolled a 7 total.
So the magic part. The crystal's a little dull, but the
The
magic
crystal's not great.
magic more than
23.
makes sense. Here's what I believe happened.
23 total.
As go is shouted, that orb is thrown into the air, and it gives that disco ball effect as you guys take off with Plaque's incredible speed. And I'm gonna say that because the orb was because it was a 7, the crystal shatters upon like some lightning coming out of it, and it somehow adds to the effect.
Yeah.
Like sparkles rain down from the from the crystal.
Fuck yes.
And by the time the crystals shoot out, Plaque has rode you so far out already that it's like not even a threat. Just
Hell yeah.
Yes. Or just like heads to the front of the boat and just like cheering, just like get us going, just with the vibes of the "Let's Go Lesbians," but we're not all lesbians. Those vibes is basically what Rhodes has been up to this whole time.
Also,
Tori's also whipped out her pirate hat and slapped it on her head.
Just like we did.
Asher is going to rub their hand. Hello, is it better?
Hello?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear
hello.
you.
We can hear you.
My pig spiked real bad all of a sudden. Anyway, Rose, as you're doing that from the front, Asher looks at Plaque and just goes, "Hey, I got an idea." Rubs his hands together and blasts fire from his hands, adding to like the momentum and like just pushing the boat forward.
Tori's also gonna help out with her water magic.
At the turn, fucking Plaque is gonna Tokyo drift this boat.
Roll for it, Plaque.
Oh, good.
Roll for it?
I
Okay.
love this. This was
Roll
so
for
much
it.
better than I thought it was gonna be. Oh my god.
OJ's tail's in the water again. Do you remember all those episodes ago when she put her tail in the
Yes.
water to make
Yes.
she splashes thinking she was helping? She's doing that again. She still thinks she's helping.
That
helping.
is a dirty 20. I think.
Oh
no,
my
it's
god,
no,
guys!
19. It's a 19. I forgot. I don't add anything. It's a 19,
No.
but still.
Ori's also helping out with a 12 to control water.
You just do this perfect drift, and Ori, you hold the water in place for a second and skid it. And as I will say, you guys are
I
making.
imagine the water makes like a little wave and it whooshes up and then we just like Tokyo drift along that wave.
Hold on, let me roll. Let me roll for 11, 10, 9, 14. Okay, so Bunny and you are neck and neck, and you could tell Bunny's just a fucking crazy woman. She's like your age, but she's like getting this boat, using her ice magic to like. There's a point where she like blasts the sea in front of them with ice magic, and actually gets the boat on the ice and spins with that, just because she's fucking crazy. The wild child kind of. She's screaming and hooping and hollering.
I'm
She's,
going
like,
to kiss
right behind-
Ninny for good luck and just start rowing harder.
She's like right behind you guys. You guys are neck and neck. The chill moon eidolon are like kind of in the back. You know, they don't really. They're just going for it. They're just having a chill time. They got their cooler out as they're sailing. It's good. Life is good. The shifters are paddling. They're doing better than the moon eidolon, obviously. Sandblast's boat is third place, and Sandblast is clearly unhappy about that. As you guys skid out, the water like is held, goes towards Bunny. Bunny looks at you, Ori, and kind of gives you like the double thumbs up again. And using her magic, like pushes it just a bit to the left of her boat, and this wave just direct impacts Sandblast's boat right as it starts and starts drifting.
She's a real one! She's a real one!
Yeah, I
She
love
knows what's
her.
up!
Ori has a crush.
And capsizing the thing. And the wolves pass them up. The wolves pass them up, and they're just like, boys. Sandblast like flies up onto the bottom of the boat, and is just like very clearly grumpy and just sitting on the boat. As the humans are like struggling to get up there, he's just like, swim better than you sail, dumbasses. And you guys all, first place is neck and neck between you and Bunny. But like at this point, I feel like you all kind of cheer on Bunny at this, you know?
Oh yeah,
We're
Like,
cheering on
you
each
guys-
other.
You're good.
this is a friendly competition now.
Oh, yeah.
No,
And
it's
she's
a
like,
friendly competition. Yes. Not Sandblast is out of the race.
and Plaque, roll a d20, and I will roll for Bunny to see who gets first place.
Okay.
But it's
Because I will
Wait.
say, Plaque is.
I didn't.
This is a friendly competition, but Plaque is taking this seriously. This is the only contribution they have. They are doing it.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
she also
Sea
isn't
Streamer
holding
Esquire
back,
the
so.
third-
Yeah.
Didn't George the Sea Streamer Esquire the third have a motor?
Oh!
OJ's gonna turn that on.
Nat 20!
That's loud.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
God.
I rolled
They're
a
rolling
6.
faster than the motor.
I rolled a 16. Here's what happens. OJ, the motor was on this whole time. As you go over, you decide to do something a little risky. You shut the motor off and leave it up to Black. And as you do that, you put your tail in the water and use that storm magic of yours. And there's a thunder crack under the water that just... And Plaque, your rowing ability, you realize you are rowing in the air and not the water as this boat fucking flies up.
I still keep. I still keep.
Oh yeah.
I like to think that the storm struck Plaque and then they got super powerful charge.
Flash.
Supercharge, and then they're actually rolling so fast that we actually do
Yes, I love
it's
that.
like a tiny torpedo, like 2 little tornadoes going up.
Yes.
And then like these prisms start shaking and it makes these rainbow lights fly everywhere and like waves and circles and spins. And the boat just like spins in the air and crashes into the sand in the coolest fucking maneuver Wyldrvir have ever seen. And as this boat lands into the sand, Bunny's boat just beaches right beside you guys. And she just cheers and points at you guys. Just, you're fucking awesome!
Or he's pointing back like, you're really cool too!
And she's like jumping up and down. She's elated. This is the coolest day of her life. And Miss Crane just kind of walks over and goes, well, you had a stylish boat, first place in the race, and a, might I add, a very cute dragon. And you realize Granola has been at the front of the boat acting as like the
mascot? Yes.
And Granola gives this like news lady a lick.
Aww.
And she like cuddles the little Drake and just goes, I think we know who the winner is. And Bunny starts cheering for you all, like jumping up and down, you know?
Yeah.
And we'll do a bit of a scene. We'll do like the ceremony's getting started. You guys have kind of got first place in the bag, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bunny has netted second, and the Wolves have netted third.
Excellent.
And Scales had something they wanted to say before the ceremony.
Scales just kind of like looks around the boat, and it's been a long day. There were some revelations we didn't know we had, but she looks around at everyone, and you start to just like hear like again she starts sniffling, and like this like motor oil starts like coming, dripping. She goes, I just want you all to know that I'm really glad we're all friends.
I'm glad we're friends too.
I'm really glad we're friends.
I wouldn't be wanting to do this trip with anyone else.
I feel hugs are in order. I feel like we all just massive group hug. I feel like Rhodes definitely has like one of those dumb little handkerchief things, and I'll give it to Scales.
It's immediately covered in motor oil.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll get a new one.
But Hari's gonna give Scales the biggest hug.
Yes.
Out of
Hugs.
character, I am now crying. It's too
Aww.
cute.
And this hug, there's a flash, and
It's too cute. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna let you all know that group hug is gonna be in the papers tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah.
And we come to a bit of a closing. The ceremony happens. You all are put on like the top of that 3, 2, 1 thing. You know the thing.
Yeah.
Can we all
Podium.
lift Scales up in the air?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have the strength for it, but you absolutely can try.
I will roll for this shit.
Wait a second. Yes, you do. You have after. I'm
If
an
we lift
idiot.
you in the air, instead of the best striker ranger win, and you won. So we want to make sure he knows the best striker ranger won. Can we lift you into the air, Scales?
Sure.
We won't drop you. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Asher rolled 18 on baby Himbo, so like, don't even worry about it.
Good.
You guys all just kind of hoist scales. Scales, you kind of ease them a bit by using a bit of your flight to make sure your full weight isn't on them, you know?
Yeah, full weight
Aw.
of heavy mechanical dragon lady.
And that's another shot that gets taken. Sandblast got 4th place.
He's even on the podium.
Technically, last place were the surfer Moon Eidolon.
They're just in it for a good time.
They're not.
Yeah.
They don't care. You don't understand. As soon as they got out of the water, they left. Like
They didn't even. Did they even finish the race, or did they just go out hanging out with the boys?
they're still on the water.
They're just cracking up the cold with the boys.
You hear like sports music playing from their boat, like
They're just vibing.
and like eventually you hear one of them just go, "Oh hey, the ceremony started. Good for them. Good for them." And then and it's like, "Hey Ralph, you want to get the surfboards out?" "Yeah, I do, man. Yeah, I do."
I love these guys. They're so chill.
And you guys win 1st place. You're given the typical cup, you know, the little 1st place trophy cup. A picture of your boat that you can keep in your scrapbooks and in your wayfinders. All for everyone who participated. One of the 4 Owen badges appears in your wayfinder, and you get a little notification that says so. You know, there's like streamers and stuff that appear on your screens.
Hey.
You're
So
one
bad.
step closer to completing the Traveler's Eluded Journey segment of Oa. And Sandra kind of goes, "I did mention that there was a prize, yes? Well,
Oh.
she then, like, goes for a chest. And I need to think really fast because I didn't actually consider what the prize would be."
Mood.
Good job. Although that is a big mood.
Good job.
Oh, this is actually kind of cool. I like this. You are all going to. The prize is 2 things. There's a paintbrush that the typical, like, kind of flatter paintbrush instead of like your detailed one, your flat kind of square one. But when you flick it, it changes colors. So it's basically a ton of colors in one brush, and you can switch by flicking.
Fuck yeah.
And I think Asher like takes it and just starts kind of flicking in the air, and then just on a whim does a bit of a circle, and a little red circle appears in the air and stays for a few seconds before falling down into sand.
It can paint in the air?
It's
It's a
basically
literal airbrush?
you basically get Chalk Zone, but for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, when you arrive to the Grand Hall in Oa, you will get the chance to meet Sir Gorrington, the leader of Oa, and you'll get a cool photo with him for taking part in the contest and winning.
So free
Cool.
photo ops?
Basically, free photo op. What's essentially the mayor of the city, who's also
Well, that's only slightly intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
it also kind of
Your cat screaming.
you also need to know that Corrington is both the mayor and also kind of a pretty big musician. So, needless to say, you might get a couple songs out of it.
Oh, good.
And that buzzing in your minds, Cassandra would explain that you would meet up with him in a few days in the Grand Hall in the main city of Oa. And Asher just kind of goes, "Well, lucky we got a few days. Port Prisma's a few days out from Oa. So, I think, let's say I think it's about time we hit the road, huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I see the paintbrush?
Yeah, Asher hands you the paintbrush, OJ. And
She's
OJ,
immediately going to paint blue on her face.
you paint blue on your face, and OJ, you get a D4 artist roll. And
I get to be an artist.
yep. And as you guys all kind of start to walk off, happy with your prize, you throw the huge cup into the backpack and it just gets swallowed whole. It's fine.
It's in there for safekeeping.
Exactly.
We'll never lose it in there.
As you all leave, you see Sandblast kind of standing in the corner. What do?
Oh no, is he sad?
He is not talking.
Hey, Sandblast.
What do you want?
Good job.
Just squint and then just kind of like, congratulations.
Have a good one. Thanks for participating in the contest. It made it a lot of fun. He's salty.
I was gonna be rude, but he's
sulking.
Scales like walks by and then like there's this like look of consideration like I should say something. Ah, fuck. And she turns around and she goes, it was a good competition. Sandblast. It was fun. Nice to meet you.
He kind of looks up and just goes, like, it's always interesting seeing you again, Scales.
Again?
Well, the whole prototype thing. Then just kind of coughs a bit, and then just kind of looks down, and you see like the ellipses form in the visor as they're trying to blink, and then check marks, and then just the eyes appear again, and this goes, consider this victory your activation day gift from me. It is and so I went easy on you and your friends. And he just kind of goes, but next time there won't be the same amount of mercy. And
Oh, I didn't realize you fell into the water on purpose. I guess you really like swimming too, huh?
Yeah, he really must like swimming.
he takes off into the air and just kind of goes, and just kind of above them just goes, I hear nothing, I see nothing.
Wow, thank you for remembering my activation date, Eddie. And Scale starts laughing.
Wait a minute. That's your birthday. But
Yeah.
it's coming up. Is it today?
No, it's
It's in
It's
like
in-
2 or 3 days scale.
yeah, 2 or 3 days.
Oh, we get to celebrate your birthday. Activation day.
We've got to have an activation day party.
Yes.
We need to.
We do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as your friends are all kind of giving you the eyes emoji, you all kind of start to head out on the open road to Oa. And you all kind of cheering Scales on and patting her on the back for a job well done is where we will call the session. What's up, Fox?
I just said happy. That's it. I'm just happy.
Yeah. Oh man.
That was a lot of fun. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Oh, that was so good.
Thank you again to our patrons. That was being holy fuck. Did I actually leave the Patreon page? Why?
Did you close it? No, me!
I
Me!
did.
No!
It's fine. It's fine.
While you're
Danny
searching for
Noel.
it, I just want to say I have a new
Danny-
favorite episode.
Danny
Oh,
Noel,
same.
Stellar
This is by
Lucas.
far.
Danny Noel, Stellar Lucas, and Saga. You are amazing. You let the story happen.
Thank you, patrons. We love you.
Yes.
And your World of Wyldrvir survival tip: don't be a dick, or you'll.
Lest you find the wrath of Ori and her puke green paint.
Yep. Actually, I take that back. Don't be a sandblast, kids. It could be a lot of things in this world. Don't be a sandblast. Good night, everybody.
Hello, my name is Anaru, and I'm the host of Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes Scratch is an overpowered move. Not a Scratch is a Pokemon TTRPG podcast using a system made by us. Set in the world of Pokemon and only Pokemon, it's kind of like the mystery dungeon games that you've seen or played before. And in fact, we actually have our two characters with us now. Ralph, any words of wisdom for our audience?
Like my mom always says, if at first you don't succeed, kick it harder!
Okay. Kyle, what's the next thing you want to do on your adventure?
Why can't we draw?
I suppose you can on the train. Well, if you want to know what they're up to, because they aren't telling, check us out wherever you listen to podcasts.